Nike's not doing too well. Who's to blame or what's to blame? In this video, we'll be talking about the current state of Nike, investors and what they're doing, how the competition is doing, and what are the different reasons they're not doing too well. On June 28, 2024, Nike's stock value fell by 21%, which hasn't happened before in Nike's history. This sharp plunge came after Nike showed their revenue for the final 3-month period of the company's financial year. Nike announced that Q4 revenues were down 2%, while also expecting the Q1 revenue for 2025 to be down in the double digits at approximately 10%. In 2021, Nike stock reached an all-time height of $170 a share. Some financial experts believe it may have never been worth that much, and they also believe Nike's value was overhyped and the market is simply adjusting accordingly. In 2020, when Nike launched the Last Dance documentary about Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls' 1997 to 1998 season, people who were very tapped into the shoe industry and people who weren't started going wild for Air Jordans. Another is that the 2020 was the height of Nike reaping the hype surrounding the Dunks. So with just the effect of these two alone, Nike was practically printing money with every restock of the Panda Dunks, with an added bonus of multiple big releases like the Air Jordan 11s, Cool Grey, also including big name collabs by Travis Scott and others. Not to forget, in 2020 and 2021 was when a lot of people tried out jogging or running and other forms of fitness. 3 years later, the dunk hype has cooled off significantly, and with the added effect of people getting tired of increasingly different Air Jordan retro colorways. Plus, everyone is back to work, which means Nike is selling much fewer running shorts, plus shoes, yoga pants, and Air Jordans. The market has moved, and Nike stock is now closer to where it was before the pandemic. Nike is losing market share to other brands. Even though Nike had a big boom during the pandemic, so did other brands, even upstarts like On and Hoka, which gives these brands more time to shine, which in turn increases popularity, especially for those looking for something new and different. The effect of this is that On and Hoka and fitness apparel brands like Lululemon, which took away substantial portions of Nike's market share, which supposedly increased year over year by 16%. Nike's competition seeing higher revenue isn't because of how smart they are, but it's because of Nike's incompetence and self-delusion. And with that came what some would say a decrease in quality and comfort in their retro style sneakers, adding cheaper plastic and smaller air bubbles, which led to consumers to turn to other brands, for example New Balance and Hoka's cushy runners sitting atop a cloud-like layer of foam. Nike is relying so much on selling Dunks, Air Jordan 1, which are relatively simple retro designs that are easy for both Nike and the competitors to make. It's gone to a point even Nike's most loyal consumers turn to greener pastures. Nike noticed this and announced that they would be pulling back production of the Air Force Ones to focus on pushing more newness and innovation. Nike is known for having good marketing and the athletic industry. In 1988, Nike launched their Just Do It slogan. Ever since, the brand has never looked back. Well, until now. When Nike released the Nike Book 1, a lot of people were not impressed. But for those who wanted it, they were left wondering when they would be released and what colorways would be available. Some people are wondering why Kevin Durant wasn't in the winning isn't for everyone ad, when he has a lifetime contract with the brand and is also a three-time Olympic gold medalist. Could the blame for the financial hiccups be because of Nike's company's chief executive officer, John Donahoe, a former executive at eBay? He was announced as Nike's CEO in January 2020, replacing the former CEO, Mark Parker, who has been in the company for a long time and was also a designer with a passion for innovation. Donahoe is only the fourth CEO ever for Nike, and only the second outsider alongside William Perez, who only lasted 2 years, from 2004 to 2006, after taking over the Swoosh co-founder Phil Knight in 1964. All the missteps so far that contributed to Nike's revenue loss can be credited to the company's top executives, which means Donahoe, to some people would have played a major part. And some of the missteps they made were pushing direct to consumer, reliance on the best sellers instead of innovation, which is why Nike finds themselves where they are now. As of the making of this video, Nike has replaced its CEO with Elliott Hill. Time will tell if that was a good change or not. The reaction from employees and stockholders has been great. Nike stock, because of this, shot up by a huge 9% after the news came out. I'm excited to welcome Elliott back to Nike, Chairman Parker said in a statement. Given our needs for the future, the past performance of the business, and after conducting a thoughtful succession process, the board concluded it was clear Elliott's global expertise, leadership style, and deep understanding of our industry and partners. Sam Poser, passion for sports, our brands, products, consumers, athletes, and employees make him the right person to lead Nike's next stage of growth. Still eloquently jubilant about his return, Nike has always been a core part of who I am, and I'm ready to help lead even bigger future. For 32 years, I have had the privilege of working with the best in the industry, helping to shape our company into a magical place it is today. Phil Knight said that Donnie has his unwavering support. While the company brought out new products before the Paris Olympics, but this support wasn't shared widely, which led to the stock falling 24% so far in 2023 before the bounce. The reaction from Donahue leaving seems to be a positive one. It could have been something to do with his plans for the future concerning Nike, his strategy, which he made the Nike team implement. This was called Simpler Consumer Construct, which basically focused on men's, women's, and kids' products, which was different from the previous organizational focus that was the sport and enhanced performance for each. The switch up turned Nike into any other fashion sportswear brand and diluted the company's secret sauce of striving for enhanced sports performance. Turned more lax on product innovation, particularly in running, as up and coming brands started to resonate, wrote Oppenheimer analyst Baron. Another misstep was the plan to shift sales from wholesale channels to more profitable Nike direct distribution in stores and online. That proves to be a failure. Donahue underestimated the impact retail partners, especially independent facility stores, but in driving demand and continued loyalty to the Nike brand. The company tried to fix the relationship between retail partners, but the damage was done. This withdrawal opened the door for those retailers and partners more closely with other brands. Although Nike is now rebuilding their relationships, it is still suffering from the exposure it's essentially gifted to other brands. Global data Sunders shared with Retail Dive. One of Donahue's worst decisions was cutting costs by laying off large numbers of employees. While layoffs are a risk at any company, at Nike, where winning is a core value, frequent layoffs can seriously demotivate even the most committed workers. In June 2020, pressured by the pandemic, Donahue announced the layoff of 700 employees as part of a restructuring effort. However, layoffs continued as much as the company still needed to cut loss. By the end of the fiscal 2024, which concluded on May 13, Nike had reduced the workforce by about 5% compared to 2023, decreasing from 83,700 employees to 79,400, according to the company's annual report. In the most recent round of layoffs in July, which affected 740 workers, more than 40% were at the director level or higher, including 32 vice presidents, according to Oregon Live. An analyst at Williams Trading noted the Nike talent today does not, in our view, hold a candle to the talent at Nike 7 years ago, wrote Williams Trading analyst Sam Poser. While not a direct comparison, two Forbes rankings suggest a drop in employees' engagement in 2023, ranked 20th on Forbes. While not a direct comparison, two Forbes rankings suggest a drop in employee engagement in 2023, Nike ranked 20th on Forbes' World's Best Employers, but in 2024, it fell to 142nd on Forbes' America Best Large Employees list. Incoming CEO Hill's primary goal on day one is to restore his team's winning mindset, and it seems he's already off to a strong start. I'm eager to reconnect with the many employees and trusted partners I've worked with over the years, and just as excited to build new impactful relationships that will move us ahead, he said in a statement. Graduate of Texas Christian University with a degree in kinesiology, the study of human movement. Hill also earned a master in sports administration from Ohio University. His career began as an athletic trainer for the Dallas Cowboys, followed by a role at Nike, where he steadily advanced through the ranks. Hill is no stranger to intricacies of organizing, motivating, and coaching teams, whether on the sport field or in corporate world. During his 32-year tenure at Nike, one of his key roles was fostering strong relationships with the company's retail partners, a task that had seen some challenges in recent years. As one of the most outstanding C-suite executives I have ever worked with, shared former Nike Senior Global Creative Director of the Olympics, Scott. I do not know anyone who does not speak highly of Elliott. In a brief farewell statement, outgoing CEO Donise's acknowledgement his qualifications, it became clear now was the time to make a leadership change, and Elliott is the right person.